Back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, the Knicks fan, and let's get right into it. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, the Knicks fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, I want y'all to do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, definitely subscribe. You know, I really need them subscribes, and yeah, comment. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Been a long 2021. This is my second video of 2022. So let's get into it. I mean, we're gonna talk about the New York Knicks. I have three things that I really want to touch in this video. The first thing, I'm gonna talk about what the New York Knicks need to do to make the playoffs. Second is Emmanuel quickly, and last but not least is our super coach Tom Thibodeau. You know, last year he was the coach of the year, and this year he's looking like the worst coach of the year. Honestly, I know we don't have the worst record in the NBA or whatever, but we're not looking like the same team. His decision making, it seemed like I just jumped right into Tom Thibodeau. So I'm just gonna finish Tom Thibodeau, then I'm gonna go right into what the Knicks need to do to make the playoffs and how could we be a better, efficient team going forward. And then Emmanuel quickly. But like I said, Tom Thibodeau, I don't know, like if you look at the game that we just lost against Boston, you know, at first when I was watching the game, I really wanted to blame it on the referees. You know, when you are a fan of a team, you gotta find an excuse for something. But I'm a commentator too, so I have to be honest. But I mean, the Knicks started that game off. It looked like it was going to be a good game, but in the third quarter, it just got out of hand. It just really got out of hand. The Knicks was only down 3 points going into the half. But at one point, we even tied the game. But a lot of things showed, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to say our roster, the inefficiency of our roster, and I really don't want to blame our roster. I mean, we don't have the best roster. Like, if you want to compare us to the Brooklyn Nets, I mean, they have star talent, so if one of them players have an off night, there's always somebody to step up, you know. Now that the Nets got Kyrie Irving back, they have more of a chance, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like they you know what I'm saying, they have had a struggle. Since Kyrie came back, they lost 4 out of 5 games. I guess that was getting Kyrie Irving, you know, used to his conditioning, and he should be used to playing with the guys because it's not like they don't know each other. But the Knicks don't have that kind of talent where if one guy don't have a good night, somebody else can step up. We've seen it in the past, but it don't be like it be that only one guy. It would be a plethora of players. They probably won't be in the 20-point scoring area, but they have a decent amount of scoring points that if this guy was to drop 25, 35, we can win the game and make the game more exciting for especially Knicks fans. But we don't have that on our team. When Julius Randle, and I'm not saying Julius Randle can't do that because there have been games, you know what I'm saying, especially last year. And there's been one game in particular this year, and that was against the Indiana game. He had like 30 points. Let me check that real quick, you know what I'm saying, before I go on down there. He had 30 points, 16 rebounds, you know what I'm saying? And I think 7 assists. And them nights, when we see Randle play like that, it excites the team, you know what I'm saying? It justifies his contract, but he's been too inconsistent. And them games have been too far apart, to be honest with you. And the management thought about bringing in Evan Fournier. Now I'm talking about, I know I just left Tom Thibodeau, but now I'm talking about what the Knicks going to need to do to make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I'm just going to bunch him in. I'm just going to have a session. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just have a goddamn intervention. The New York Knicks intervention. That game against Boston, we could have won that game had the coach made the right decisions or put the right lineup in. And I'm going to get to that, and that's going to be basically when I'm talking about Emmanuel quickly, I'm going to put Tom Thibodeau and everything right in that category because that's where it fits. But the Knicks, like I was talking about, and forgive me, we don't have that talent to have a player have a bad night. So we had to play as a team every night. And that Boston game, we only had 13 assists. 13 assists, let alone we was missing Evan Fournier. You know what I'm saying? Evan Fournier, it seemed like he's averaging 30 points and better against the Boston Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Opening night, you seen what he did. Even in the night that him and Kimmer came back and had a good game, he still had 30 points, Evan Fournier, that is. And then the other night, he dropped 41. So it's like when he come back, he plays with a certain passion. And the way he played, if the team could play like that, getting Evan Fournier involved in the game more, the Knicks will be a better team. Like in my last video, I pointed out that Evan Fournier only took 4 shots in the game before that. And you can't win games like that, you know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, it was a game we lost. It was that against, let me go back and check that real quick, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, I'm going to check that. I'm going to check that. I want to know what game was that, to be honest with you. Okay, let's go. Yeah, that loss came against the Pistons. Actually, no, the Raptors. Excuse me, the Raptors. That loss came against the Raptors. He had 4 shots in the whole game, and I was basically complaining about the Knicks cannot win like that. You know what I'm saying? They got to play as a team, and they wasn't playing like a team in the second half of the Boston game. You know what I'm saying? They came out, they moved the ball a little bit, then everybody just started wanting to take their shots, especially Julius Randle. Let me see. Julius Randle had it was terrible. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was the second half came in. It was like the Knicks just went home already. You know what I'm saying? And the coaching, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but let's just get back to what the Knicks need to do to get in the playoffs. We're gonna have to, and I really hate to say it, we're gonna have to make some trades at the trade deadline. And I'm hoping that the Knicks don't give away any of these young assets. But if we're gonna try to acquire the player that we need to get us out of this slump, we're gonna have to part ways with players that I really don't want to part ways with. I really don't know how that's going to go, who and what we'll give up. We have a nice amount of draft picks, and we have some interesting young players that I'm pretty sure a lot of teams around the league are looking at, even though they're on our bench and we're not utilizing their skills. There are other teams that are looking at these players like, yo, if I can get this guy, we can do this and we can do that. And one of them players that I think the Knicks are going to get rid of, they're going to have to if they make any type of trade, it's going to be Myles McBride. Teams are going to want Myles McBride because I see a big, bright future for that dude. But for some reason, Tibbs do not put him in the game. And I'm going to get into that, and that's what I'm talking about, Coach Tibbs. But I'm just going to cram that in and with Emmanuel quickly. We're going to have to make a trade. I could see us giving up Jericho Sims, if anybody want Knox, and a couple of draft picks. But then, let's be realistic. RJ Barrett probably going to have to be added into something. I don't know if anybody going to want Evan Fournier. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're going to want to get rid of him in just 1 year, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? You never know what'll happen, especially the way he's been playing. The chemistry just not there yet with him and Randle. But, yeah, if we can also throw my man Tobbs Gibson, because he's going to have an expiring contract, and that's going to look good to some teams. But I see RJ Barrett, Tobbs Gibson, maybe Mitchell Robinson being packaged, because there are rumors, and right now I'm going to say the rumors that Donovan Mitchell is looking to leave, and he want to play in a bigger market where he can utilize his talent and show off his skills. You know what I'm saying? He wanted if you're a basketball fan, you know who Donovan Mitchell is, but you have people who watch basketball that are not really NBA basketball fans. He want to be one of the players that, if you're not really a fan, you still know who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like you go over to China, you see LeBron James statues and all that type of shit, Michael Jordan statues, or whatever country. That's what Donovan Mitchell looking for. And if he figures he can get into a market like the New York Knicks, you know what I'm saying? He will reach his goals in doing that. But that's unrealistic. And we know the Knicks have their eye on my man. I like to call him Dame Dash, not the actor, the rapper, producer. But I like to call him Dame Dash. That's Damian Lillard. And I ain't even going to think about that. But there are players that we can get and don't have to give up much. And one of them will be the center from Indiana. That's Myles Turner. And I would like Myles Turner. And I wouldn't even think twice or even turn my head if we gave up Mitchell Robinson in that position, because Myles Turner is a center that can stretch the floor. He can block. He plays defense. He's mobile, and he's a center. If you put Myles Turner on the team with LeBron James or somebody like Damian Lillard, they're gonna have a good team because he's that active, and for a big man, he moves. So I would like to see him on the Knicks. And we wouldn't really have to give up too much. I'm pretty sure Indiana would go in for that expiring contract of Tobbs Gibson. R.J. Barrett wouldn't have to be put in that package, but we could sweeten the deal because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to get rid of R.J. Barrett because I like R.J. Barrett. In my past video, you heard me call him Star Barrett, and I still think he's going to be a star. He just have to work on that mid-range jump shot. He got the three-pointer where he upped his percentage when he came into college. He's not consistent in that yet. This is only his third year in the league. And I think with a little bit of time, he will be a more better shooter. And if he work on that mid-range, because he can drive to the rim, R.J. Barrett will be a star in this league. So I really don't want to give him up, but we're going to have to do what we got to do. Let's be honest. Now let's get to Emmanuel quickly and our super coach of last year, Tom Thibodeau. What the hell is he doing? What the hell is he doing? We keep getting our butts whipped. And I'm getting upset. I'm getting tired because it's like he's being, it went on for a while. It's like he's being out-coached. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's being out-coached. It's not like some games he are. We beat the teams that we supposed to beat, and sometimes we don't even beat the team that we supposed to beat. So I want to say our defense have improved because I'm not going to lie you. And before that Boston game, first Boston game, in the last 6 games, we was like ranked number 2 in defense in the last 6 games before them Boston game. I'm not going to say, but everybody know where the Knicks was at in defense. And Tom Thibodeau is a good defensive coach, but he is a defensive coach. He's not an offensive-minded coach. He doesn't run that many plays. And when a player of Randall's caliber is having a bad game, he seldom take him out. If he do, he's taking out the whole team. I guess he put the whole starting 5. That's proving his point. When he could just take out one man. And the decisions that he's making with the personnel, I keep telling you, and I know he can't. He's not watching my video, and if he did, I doubt he even listened to what I'm saying. Emmanuel Quickly is not a starting point guard. Emmanuel Quickly is not a point guard. And for who, I respect y'all. Y'all watch my channel, and I'm happy. And I want you to leave a comment. I want you to like, and I want you to subscribe. But if you disagree with me, I don't know. Please put in the comment section and tell me what you see that makes Emmanuel Quickly a point guard. I don't think so. That's why in Kentucky, he was a goddamn shooting guard. Calipari used a man as a shooting guard. So this is why he have a tendency, as when he's put in as a point guard, to always go for his shot first. And I think he's a little showboater. I like the man, but he likes the attention of the guard. Let's be honest. What player don't? But you have to play in the realm of teamwork. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes Emmanuel Quickly get out of that. Just like him and Burks, and it all starts from the leadership. And the leadership on the court is Julius Randle. The leadership on the bench is Coach Tibbs. A lot of players are worrying about if they don't get their shots right now, they don't know when they're going to get back on the court. And that's Coach Tibbs doing. So, like I'm saying, the coaching, I don't know, man. We was happy when we got into the playoffs. We didn't make the playoffs in a while, but his coaching is... He's not a bad coach, but I'm going to put it like this. Tom Thibodeau is a mediocre coach. He's right there in between of good and bad. He make good decisions some nights. He make bad decisions most nights. Right now, his record with the New York Knicks since coming in, he's 60 and 62. You know what I'm saying? It's not that bad of a record, but it's not a winning record. It's not a winning record. I'm basically going off the year last year and this year. So, like I said, we won 41 and we lost 41 games last season. And we on 60 and 62. We got basically, excuse me, I said 6, excuse me. We are 19 and 21. We 5 games under. I'm looking at, I put I combined them and I just looked down at it and I just said 60 and 62. No, we're not at 60 and 60. The season will be damn near over. It'll be warm, goddamn, be warm outside. But we're 19 and 21. We're 11th place in the East right now, depending on how everything went, the games went tonight. Goes tomorrow when we play. So he doesn't even have a winning record. You know what I'm saying? We started the season off like we was going to have a winning record. We started the season off 5-1 in 6 games. And we was going white. Lose 1 game, come back, win 2 games. Lose a game, come back, win the next 2 games. And now we come in, excuse me, lose 2 games, win 1. Lose 2 more games, 3 games, lose 1, win 1. And it's getting mind-boggling. And that's because he doesn't know his personnel or he have his favorite players on the team. Against Boston, he played an 8-man rotation. He played an 8-man rotation. I mean, see, Boston was just bringing in players, switching up whoever you see. This this guy Ty and Thibodeau, the coach of the Boston Celtics. He seen it. He outcoached Tom Thibodeau. I mean, he honestly did. And that first game, we just got lucky. We got lucky because he doesn't match up the players who they're supposed to be playing. And then you can't match up the players if you're only going to play 8-man rotation. And I know Derrick Rose out and Kemba Walker's out. New Orleans Noel's out. But New Orleans Noel is not really a factor, I'm going to be honest with you. Defensively, some games. But Tom Thibodeau going to have to step up his coaching. Emmanuel quickly is going to have to realize that he's a supporting cast on the team. He's not what RJ Barrett's supposed to be. That's the strange thing, you know what I'm saying? When RJ Barrett got the drive and everything, he just doesn't have the patience. He got to slow his game down. And I'm gonna be honest with you, everybody in the league know what he's going to do when he drops the league. So he got to he have an old school type of flow when he go to that, when he drives. And he kind of, what can I say, RJ Barrett? Hesitates on his shot. That's why his shots get blocked so much. He doesn't have really a quick release. He come in, he move, he kind of floats and hang that ball. That's why I get blocked. My man Williams the other day I think he had like 4 or 5 blocks on RJ Barrett. And RJ Barrett get blocked quite frequently in games because he has a hesitation on his shots, especially when he's going to the lip if he's not dunking. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got to do something to make the playoffs. We thought Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker would be it, but the coach actually isolated them from the team. So I don't know. I'm being honest with you. Like, he held Kemba Walker out for 10 games, and when Kemba Walker got back into the game, we see what we was missing. Now, I'm not saying Kemba Walker would have had games like that every night, but he would have been a valuable part of the offense. He would have took pressure off Julius Randle as well. But our coach didn't see that. I don't understand. I'm being honest with you. I really don't understand that, to be honest with you. I didn't really get into any stats or anything this game. I just really was basically talking, giving my opinion, hoping that, this coach makes some changes and do something different. We got San Antonio Spurs tonight. So I would say that's a team that we should beat, but they did beat Boston the game before the Boston players that first game. So it's not like it's gonna be a cakewalk. And I know we beat them before earlier in the season, but that was earlier in the season. These young guys probably figuring out what they need to do to be a better team. Plus, they do have a great coach. I mean, a great coach. And my man Popovich. It's just that Popovich don't have the talent that he's used to having. And he have a bunch of young players over there that he's grooming. I wonder if this is going to be his last year. If he was to leave San Antonio, Leon Rose, you better coach that man out of retirement. Just for 1 year. Give that man $50 million for 1 year. I guarantee you we'll have a better season than we had in the last 5 years. I'm being honest. But even with the talent that we have on our roster right now, if Popovich was to come on this team and coach it, we'll have a better record than Tom Thibodeau, and that's just my opinion. And with that being said, I want everybody out there to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.